Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, March 8, 1971. Madison Square Garden. The boxing arena had never felt this electric. Ali was undefeated at the time, stripped of his title years earlier for refusing the draft. Frazier was undefeated too, the official heavyweight champion. It wasn't just a fight. It was culture, politics, and pride colliding under bright lights. Ali came in with the same rhythm he always had, dancing, snapping the jab, talking as he moved. But Frazier was built like a tank. Every time Ali fired, Frazier closed space with that left hook cocked like a sledgehammer. The Garden crowd was on fire from the opening bell. Ali's early rounds looked slick, but by the middle, Frazier's pressure had started to bend him. Then came round 15. That iconic left hook detonated, snapping Ali's head back. He got up, but the image stuck. Ali down, Frazier roaring forward. Frazier won the decision, and for the first time, Ali wasn't invincible. People still call it the most important boxing match ever, not because of belts, but because the whole world was watching two unbeaten kings collide, each representing more than just themselves. 2. Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo. You want chaos captured in a boxing ring? Look at May 7th, 2005. Lightweight unification. Corrales versus Castillo. 9 rounds of war had already taken place, both men throwing bombs, neither stepping back. Then came the 10th. Castillo landed a left hook so heavy it sent Corrales to the canvas. Corrales spat his mouthpiece, bought a few seconds, got back up. Seconds later, down again. Same trick, spit the mouthpiece, buy more time. The ref threatened to dock a point, but it didn't matter. Corrales survived, charged forward, and unleashed a furious rally. He caught Castillo against the ropes, hammered him with a barrage until the referee had no choice but to stop it. That swing, going from 2 knockdowns to a miraculous stoppage win, is one of the wildest turnarounds ever. Commentators screamed. Fans couldn't believe it. It was violence, drama, and heart, packed into a single round that still gets replayed anytime people talk about the greatest fights. 3. George Foreman versus Ron Lyle. Forget strategy, forget defense. This was pure survival. January 24th, 1976. In Las Vegas, Foreman was coming off the crushing loss to Ali in Zaire. People wondered if he still had the same monster aura. Ron Lyle gave him an answer nobody expected. Round 4 alone looked like 2 giants trying to erase each other from the planet. Lyle dropped Foreman. The arena shook. Foreman climbed up, fired back, and Lyle went down. Seconds later, Foreman nearly collapsed again. By round 5, both men were gasping, swinging like their lives depended on it. Foreman finally broke through with a brutal combination that sent Lyle down for good. The ref waved it off. Both fighters looked like they'd been through a war. People called it the most violent heavyweight fight they'd ever seen. It didn't matter that no belt was on the line. What mattered was how much both men were willing to risk just to prove they wouldn't fold. 4. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns. This was skill meeting willpower, September 16th, 1981. Leonard, the Olympic golden boy, versus Hearns, the long, destructive puncher with that piston jab and lethal right hand. Welterweight supremacy was on the line. For the first half, Hearns controlled it. His reach and sharpness kept Leonard at bay. By round 6, Hearns looked like he was running away with it, but Leonard wasn't done. He turned it into a dogfight. He pressured, closed distance, landed hooks that rocked Hearns. The tide turned late. In round 14, Leonard poured it on. Hearns' legs were gone, his body refusing to cooperate. The ref stopped it. Leonard came out the winner in a fight that felt like 2 different battles stitched together. Hearns' early brilliance, Leonard's late fury. People still point to this as the blueprint of heart, breaking down skill over 14 grueling rounds. 5. Marvin Hagler versus Thomas Hearns. If you only have time to watch one fight in boxing history, it might be this. April 15th, 1985. Hagler and Hearns touched gloves, and within seconds, they were trading like maniacs. Round 1 is considered the single greatest round in boxing. No build-up, just destruction. Hagler pressed forward. Hearns cracked him with the right hand that had ended so many opponents, and Hagler didn't blink. Round 2 didn't cool off. Blood poured from Hagler's head from a cut, but he kept marching. Then round 3, Hagler cornered Hearns, unloaded a short right that froze him and finished it with a brutal flurry. Hearns collapsed. The whole fight lasted just over 8 minutes, but those 8 minutes live forever. It wasn't about endurance, it was about who would break first. And in that test, Hagler stood unshakable. 6. Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. Sometimes greatness isn't about titles. Sometimes it's about two men willing to leave pieces of themselves in the ring. May 18th, 2002, in Connecticut, Gatti and Ward put on a classic that still makes highlight reels. The first 9 rounds were wild enough, back and forth swings, both men hurt, both refusing to step back. Then came round 9. Ward landed a body shot so brutal it looked like it folded Gatti in half. Most fighters would have stayed down. Gatti didn't. He stood up, wobbled, fired back, and survived the round. The arena lost its mind. Ward won the fight, but the moment became bigger than victory. It launched a trilogy where both men earned scars and respect. This first one, though, set the tone. No quit, no surrender, just raw heart. 7. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Zaire, October 30th, 1974. Foreman was the monster, undefeated, wrecking everyone in his path. Ali was the underdog, people saying he'd get hurt. What unfolded was pure genius. Ali leaned on the ropes, let Foreman unload, blocked, absorbed, and whispered in his ear while doing it. "Is that all you got, George?" The rope-a-dope was born. By the middle rounds, Foreman's power had drained. Ali's plan had worked. In the 8th, Ali sprung off the ropes, launched a quick right hand, and Foreman toppled like a tree. The world exploded. Ali wasn't just a champion again, he was a magician who rewrote how to beat a giant. 8. Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe. November 13th, 1992. Holyfield was undefeated, holding the heavyweight crown. Bowe was young, massive, and hungry. The clash was brutal and beautiful. For 12 rounds, it was non-stop action. Bowe's size and uppercut punished Holyfield, but Holyfield answered with combinations that rattled the bigger man. Round 10 was the highlight. Both stood in the center, trading without moving, the crowd roaring with every shot. Bowe won the decision, but Holyfield's courage elevated the fight to legendary status. Fans walked away, knowing they'd just seen two warriors empty themselves for pride and supremacy. 9. Larry Holmes versus Ken Norton. June 9th, 1978, was a forgotten gem. Holmes and Norton weren't flashy talkers, but in the ring that night, they gave fans one of the best heavyweight battles. It went all 15 rounds, both men throwing like their careers depended on it. Holmes's jab was crisp, Norton's awkward style gave him openings, and the round swung back and forth. By the 15th, both looked exhausted, but still traded with everything left. Holmes edged it in a razor-thin decision. That fight made him a star and showed the world that toughness and grit matter as much as clean skills. Diaz de Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor. March 17th, 1990. Chavez, the Mexican legend, was undefeated. Taylor, the Olympic gold medalist, had speed to burn. For most of the fight, Taylor outboxed Chavez, piling up rounds with quick hands and combinations, but Chavez never stopped pressing. His shots were heavier, his pressure constant. By the final round, Taylor's face was a mess. His body slowed, but he still looked on his way to victory. Then came the twist. With just seconds left, Chavez landed a crushing right hand that dropped Taylor. He beat the count, but the ref waved it off with 2 seconds remaining. Chavez won. Taylor was heartbroken. Fans were stunned. A fight that had been one man's display of speed turned into one of boxing's most shocking late finishes. 11. Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. February 11th, 1990. Tokyo Dome. Tyson walked in undefeated, the most feared man in sports, a heavyweight wrecking machine. Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog. Nobody gave him a chance, but Douglas didn't show up to be a victim. From the opening bell, he boxed beautifully. Sharp jab, clean movement, no fear. Tyson landed his usual bombs, but Douglas kept answering. Round 8 looked like the end. Tyson dropped him with a crushing uppercut. Douglas barely made the count, and everyone assumed it was over. Instead, Douglas came back like nothing happened. By round 10, Tyson was the one crumbling. Douglas unleashed a brutal uppercut, followed by a flurry that sent Tyson to the canvas. Tyson fumbled with his mouthpiece and couldn't get up. The unbeatable champion was beaten. That night changed boxing forever. It proved no fighter is untouchable, no matter how terrifying their aura seems. 12th Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, November 9th, 1996. Everyone thought Tyson was back, fresh off prison, fresh off highlight knockouts. Holyfield was seen as fated, too shop-worn to survive. The betting odds reflected it. Then the bell rang. Holyfield didn't just survive, he bullied Tyson. He smothered him inside, pushed him back, and countered every wild shot. The physicality shocked people. Tyson was supposed to be the intimidator, but Holyfield looked like the stronger man. By round 11, Tyson's face was swollen, his energy gone. Holyfield landed a savage combination, and the ref jumped in. Upset of the year, Holyfield had taken the baddest man alive and beat him at his own game. Of course, the rematch became infamous for another reason, but this first fight? This was the night Holyfield proved he wasn't just the real deal by name, but by every inch of his heart and toughness. 13. Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko, June 21, 2003. Lewis, the dominant heavyweight, was nearing the end. Vitaly Klitschko was supposed to be a late replacement, a tune-up fight. It turned into a war. From the start, Klitschko shocked Lewis with his jab and power. He rocked him early, and for the first time in years, Lewis looked vulnerable. But then came the turning point. Lewis's uppercuts and right hands ripped Klitschko's face open. By round 6, the cut above Vitaly's eye was grotesque. Blood pouring, vision gone. The doctor stopped it, giving Lewis the win. Fans booed, Klitschko protested, and in that moment, his stock actually rose. He lost the fight, but he won respect. People realized he wasn't just Vladimir's brother. He was a warrior who nearly toppled one of the greatest heavyweights ever. 14. Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya, May 5, 2007. De La Hoya was the golden boy of boxing, a crossover star. Mayweather was already undefeated, but still chasing mainstream fame. This was the perfect storm. The fight itself was close, tactical, not a slugfest. De La Hoya pushed early with volume and aggression, while Mayweather adjusted, picked his shots, and closed strong. The split decision went to Mayweather, and with it, everything changed. This wasn't just another win. This was the night Floyd became the face of boxing. Pay-per-view records shattered, Money Mayweather was born, and the sports economics shifted forever. It proved a fight doesn't always need non-stop knockdowns to be great. Sometimes, greatness is in the stakes and what it means after the final bell. 15. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. They had fought 3 times already, and every time it was razor close. December 8, 2012, the 4th chapter promised closure. Pacquiao came in aggressive, using speed and angles. Marquez countered sharp, landing clean rights. The fight was wild from the start. Then came round 6. Pacquiao pressed forward, throwing fast combinations, looking for the finish. Marquez stepped back, cocked his right hand, and unleashed one of the greatest single punches in history. Pacquiao fell face-first to the canvas, out cold. Silence swept the arena, followed by shockwaves around the world. Marquez finally had his definitive win over Pacquiao, and he did it in devastating fashion. That knockout replay still circulates everywhere. One punch, one moment, forever etched in boxing's story. 16. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. The heavyweight division had been searching for something unforgettable, and on October 9, 2021, it got exactly that. Fury and Wilder stepped into the ring for their 3rd battle with unfinished business hanging heavy in the air. Wilder was chasing redemption, but Fury looked like a man who already knew the ending. The fight exploded immediately. Fury floored Wilder early, but Wilder came roaring back in round 4 with 2 knockdowns that sent shock through the crowd. For a moment, it looked like the Bronze Bomber might flip the script. Fury refused to stay down. He rose, shook it off, and pressed forward with that mix of size, craft, and confidence that defines him. By the middle rounds, Wilder was fading, but Fury's engine kept running. He leaned on him, drained him, battered him with steady punishment. Every round felt like Fury dragging the fight where he wanted it. In round 11, Fury uncorked a right hand that ended everything. Wilder crashed to the canvas, finished for good. Fury didn't just win. He stamped himself as the king of the division, the man who brought heavyweight boxing back to the top of the sporting world. 17. Joe Louis versus Billy Conn, June 18, 1941. Joe Louis was the heavyweight king, a destroyer with a reign of dominance. Billy Conn, the light heavyweight champion, dared to move up. People thought he'd get flattened. Instead, they got a classic. Conn boxed beautifully, using speed and movement to frustrate Louis. By the 12th, Conn was actually ahead on the cards. The unthinkable looked possible. A smaller man toppling the brown bomber. But Conn made one mistake. He tried to trade. Louis needed only one opening. In the 13th, Louis unleashed bombs that ended it. Afterward, Louis delivered the legendary line, "He can run, but he can't hide." The fight became a lesson in risk, courage, and the fine line between glory and disaster. Okay, so that's all the greatest boxing matches ever. These fights had everything: big punches, crazy comebacks, and moments people still talk about today. Boxing isn't just about fighting. It's about heart, never giving up, and showing how strong people can be. That's why these matches are so awesome. If you liked it, please hit the like button, drop your favorite fight in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more cool stuff like this. Thanks for watching, and stay strong like a champ!